Hello there. This is a follow-up video on AppStore membership's perk configuration. In many of the perks in the app, you can make use of a selector that can deny access to certain elements in your store from non-members. To get a selector, you first need to visit the page in your store in question. Let's start with individual elements on pages. For example, in your product pages, let's say you wanted to disallow non-members from purchasing your products by disabling these buttons. This would fall under the limiting access to the Add to Cart button membership perk, which you can configure here. Now on your product page, bring up your browser's DevTools. For this browser, that can be accomplished by right-clicking and selecting Inspect. The code of the web page will display, and you will now need to find the HTML selector that corresponds to the purchase buttons. You can either click to select an element on the page or scroll down the HTML code in this window until the purchase buttons are highlighted. Here the selector is product-form_buttons, but yours may be different depending on the Shopify theme you are using. Copy the selector, come back to the perk configuration page, and paste the selector into this field. The selector will need to be slightly modified at the front. If you look back at your DevTools, you will notice that the selector is of type class. Selectors can be of this type or another type called ID. If the former, you will need to add a period at the front. If the latter, you will need a pound symbol instead. In addition, if there are any empty spaces between any of the words, you will need to close the spaces and add periods. This one does not require them, but we will show another example where that is necessary for your reference. Let's say you wanted to hide an entire catalog page in your store. For this, you will need to select Limit Access to Specific Page in the dropdown. As for the selector, you follow the same process. Navigate to the page in question, open your DevTools, search for the appropriate selector, then copy it. Come back to the Membership Perks page and paste the selector into this field. As this was type class, a period must be added to the front. As mentioned previously, this is an example of a selector with spaces. Once again, anywhere there is a space, it must be closed and replaced with a period. So hopefully you now understand how selectors work and how they can be used with AppStore memberships. I hope this helps. If you have any other questions, feel free to let us know. Thank you and have a nice day.